Hello. We're live and happy World Mental Health Day today. Today is Saturday, the 10th of October. So we're celebrating World Mental Health Day. It's celebrated by the World Health Organization, who hopefully you've heard a lot of from these days. And I think they'll be doing loads of online events too. So I think there's loads of different events happening. People are gifting free stuff. I'll be gifting some free places on our Daily Mindfulness Club. So if you want to do something to top up your mental health without spending any money, then today's a good day to look out for stuff like that. So to kind of explore mental health today, I was looking around and I typed World Mental Health Day online and some great quizzes that you can do, which I recommend you check out. But also, I am going to go through 10 tips to look after your mental health. And I've got these tips from the Mental Health Foundation, which is a charity in the UK. And they base their ideas on research and listening to others. And so I'm going to go through the tips that they're offering and just talk through the 10 tips for looking after your mental health. So might be a bit too small. Feel free to chat, by the way, sharing the comments, and I'm happy to read them out as long as they're not too rude. So how to look after your mental health. So here's 10 practical tips that they're sharing. The first one is perhaps the most obvious one that many of you may know about. Is it this side? No, this side. Okay, which is to talk about your feelings. And what they say is talking about your feelings can help you to stay in good mental health and deal with the times when you feel troubled. As the old saying goes, a problem shared is a problem halved. I think it goes something like that. So sharing it, and it can be in different forms as well. You know, you may want to meet in person with someone, you may want to call them, you may even want to do chat or text or something. So there's all sorts of different ways that you can do that in a way that feels right for you. So don't feel you have to only do it in person, otherwise it won't work. So that's the first tip. Second one, which is a bit more challenging these days, and that's why it could be impacting our mental health, which is to keep active. They say regular exercise can boost your self esteem, can help you to concentrate, sleep, and feel better. Exercise keeps the brain and other vital organs healthy and also significant benefit towards improving your mental health. So I know some of you who are following me are kind of more into mindfulness and meditation and that kind of stuff. But let's not forget the importance of physical movement and physical activity. And the really important thing to remember is it doesn't mean you have to go to the gym or you have to have access to a swimming pool or something. Simply walking is a aerobic activity. And the guy who started medicine, Hippocrates, I think it was, probably practicing medicine before him, but one of his famous quotes is walking is the best medicine. So if you are able to walk, then just simply going for a walk every day, and it could be a half an hour walk, it could be a few 10-minute walks, or even the fact that you're walking around in the home and moving around and tidying up and stuff like that, that can actually help your. And also activities can be things like gardening as well. But even doing something like housework, remember it actually burns a lot of calories and it's good exercise for you too. There's this wonderful research they did where they got a group of people who were working in a hotel, and they were just changing the beds and vacuuming and cleaning, and they told them how many calories they were burning for each of their activities, and they found just them knowing that helped them to become fitter and actually lose weight as well, amazingly. So just knowing that can be helpful. We're not too sure why, but that seems to be helpful just to know that fact. The third tip is to eat well. Mental Health Foundation says your brain needs a mix of nutrients in order to stay healthy and function well, just like any other organs in your body. A diet that's good for your physical health is also good for your mental health. So there's quite a lot of information online about food and eating. It can get quite confusing, I would say. So look out for reliable sources of information about what makes a good, healthy, balanced diet. Places like the NHS website here in the UK, the National Health Service, they probably have some tips there. And other large charity organizations, I'm sure they give good quality tips and advice on eating a balanced diet. And that seems to be the key. And also everyone's different. So you need to, and this is where the mindfulness comes in, and mindful eating, just being a bit aware of when you do eat, how do you feel afterwards? How does it impact you? And getting a bit of an idea of what impact it's having. Um, Alison, thank you for sharing. Alison says spending time outdoors is the best thing for me personally. Walking, etc. Mindfulness comes naturally to me when outdoors. That's such a good tip, and I think that's underrated. Really, really good point. So eating well. So the next one, number 4, is to drink sensibly. We often drink alcohol to change our mood. Some people drink to deal with fear or loneliness, but the effect is only temporary. When the drink wears off, you feel worse because of the way the alcohol has affected your brain and the rest of your body. Drinking is not a good way to manage difficult feelings. So just same with food and eating a balanced diet and in moderation, anything, even if it's things like sweets and chocolates, in moderation is okay. Obviously, the same goes for drink. And that again is another bigger challenge these days at the moment because of more people are at home and more challenging emotions are coming up. So be mindful of that and have a chat with someone, whether it's friends and family or someone professional, if you're really being challenged by that and can't seem to control it. Number 5 is keep in touch. There's nothing better than catching up with someone face to face, but it's not always possible. You can also give them a call, drop them a note, or chat to them online instead, keeping the lines of communication open. It's good for you. So yeah, that's a nice, lovely tip and a lovely way of putting it. I think just keeping in touch. Nowadays, there's so many different communication methods, and some of you may be overwhelmed by one particular, like maybe WhatsApp is too much for you, or Facebook messaging is too much for you, or maybe texting works better for you. So have a little think about what works for you. But today's a good excuse or a good day since it's World Mental Health Day. Maybe checking in and sending a little message to people you haven't been in touch with for a while. Just say, hey, how you doing? Happy World Mental Health Day. How are you keeping? How are you doing? What's going on? And just send a message in a way that works for you. Maybe giving a call, maybe meeting up. See what's good for you today. Number 6, ask for help. None of us are superhuman. We all sometimes get tired or overwhelmed by how we feel or when things don't go to plan. If things are getting too much for you or you feel you can't cope, ask for help. Friends and family might be there to offer, or local services. So, so have a little think. If 1 in 4 people in any given year here in the UK have a mental health challenge, so it's common. So feel free to get in touch and get some extra help. That's good for you. Number 7, take a break. A change of scene or a change of pace is good for your mental health. It could be a 5-minute pause from cleaning your kitchen, half an hour lunch break at work, or a weekend exploring somewhere new. A few minutes can be enough to de-stress you. And that's a nice tip. So you can do it at different levels. You can do, every hour or two, you can take a minute or two for a walk or a stroll around off your screen. Every day, you can maybe take 10 minutes out, 20 minutes out, 5 minutes out, doing something different, walking around the block. And then think about every month, is it possible for you to take a day off? Or every few months, is it possible for you to take a weekend off or a few days? And if it is possible, then think about how you could creatively do that with your budget and your time. And if you can't, then these mini breaks can be a great benefit too. So these small breaks, small slots in your day where you take time to recharge. And there's a meditation called the breathing space meditation that I'd recommend, which only takes a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Even just one mindful breath I found has been a life-changing practice for me. I've shared before the story of when I couldn't get into meditation, and so then I committed to just taking one mindful breath when I woke up in the morning, and that helped me to get back into it. So see what works for you. Number 8, do something that you're good at. What do you love doing? What activities do you lose yourself in? That's a great one, isn't it? What activities do you lose yourself in? What did you love doing in the past? That's another great question, because sometimes we had activities and fun stuff that we used to do, and now we've kind of forgotten them. I forgot how much we used to love doing them, and so you can pick them up again. And then it says enjoying yourself can help to beat stress. Doing an activity you enjoy probably means you're good at it, and achieving something boosts your self-esteem. So I would say whether you feel that you're good at it or not, I think doing some activity that you enjoy can be so refreshing and energizing. Oh, we have Avnish here. He says, "Hi Shamash, I take 3 working days off every 8 to 12 weeks." That's a great idea. And Avnish, you're a good example. You like doing DJing, and so you've been offering mindful raves and DJing, and that's obviously your passion, and that's another way of looking after your mental health too. So it's a good one. Thanks for popping in. In fact, look out on the 31st of October. We've got an exciting event coming up. I'll send the message. I'll try and send the message out today. Number 9, accept who you are. We're all different. It's much healthier to accept that you're unique than to wish you were more like someone else. Feeling good about yourself boosts your confidence to learn new skills, visit new places, and make new friends. Good self esteem helps you to cope when life takes a difficult turn. So, this idea of acceptance and self acceptance is so important. And how do you do that? It seems like such an easy thing to say, but how do you accept yourself when you don't feel you're good enough, or you don't think you've achieved what you should have, or you think you should be different in some way? And what helps me is actually remembering that we didn't even choose to be born. We didn't choose our parents. We didn't choose our early upbringing and early experiences. So there's loads of things that we didn't choose, and the environment had these influences on us, and that's actually made us partly who we are. Yes, there's this sense of us making choices and decisions about what we're going to do and where we're going to go, but we've been impacted by those early experiences too, as well. So if you think you're not good enough in some way, you're not achieving something in some way, it's not all entirely your fault. There's lots of other influences and factors that have gone into that. And so starting to use that to make peace with yourself and to accept yourself the way you are because of those influences, that's something that helps me thinking in those terms. It may not help you, but remembering that every single effect and action we have has a previous cause or a reason behind it helps me to accept myself and my life situation the way it is. And then it stops me being too proud of my achievements because of, okay, look, right now I'm managing to do this and share this information with you, but it's only because of I've been lucky enough for people to have shared information and helped me. And if I do something wrong, or I don't speak well, or I get something wrong, I don't blame myself too much either, because of again, it's to do with the way I've been brought up, the things that I've learned, the particular skill set that I have may mean that I can't speak as well as maybe someone else. I just need to accept myself the way I am because of all these other factors that have come in. That's something that helps me. How do you practice acceptance and self-acceptance? I'd be interested if any one of you have tips out there. And a nice final tip, which I think is really nice, which is care for others. And the quote here is, friends are really important. And I was supposed to talk about friendship today as part of Values Month. So here it is. Friends are really important. We help each other whenever we can. So it's a two-way street, and sort of supporting them uplifts me. It's a quote. And they say caring for others is often an important part of keeping up relationships with people close to you. It can even bring you closer together. And when I read a little bit more closely into the documentation, they talked about how, when you're friendly and kind towards others, it's good for the person receiving it as well as good for the person giving it. So it's a good mental health process in both directions for the giver and the receiver. So that's a nice tip. So if you want to improve your mental health, it may be to receive help and support, and sometimes it may be to be giving that as well, and listening to someone and helping them out in a little way can be helpful for you too. So a nice two-way street. So I'll make this a bit more bigger screen so you can see where I got this information from. So this website is mentalhealth.org.uk, and then there's a section there, how to look after your mental health. So it's mentalhealth.org.uk/publications/how-to-mental health. Let's see if I can share the link in the comments. Might be able to. Okay, so you can check that out. And yeah, if you have any ideas or good resources that you want to share, and feel free to leave them in the comments with this video too. And yeah, wish you happy World Mental Health Day. And I hope you have a nice rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Bye for now.